in January-April 2021, exports of Georgia equaled 1.2 billion USD. That's roughly 20% higher year-on-year, show the recent data published by Geostat. In January-April 2021, copper ores and concentrates reclaimed first place in the list of top export items, equaling USD 264 million, or that's roughly 30% of total exports. The exports of ferroalloys totaled USD 111 million, and their share in the total exports amounted to roughly 13%. The exports of wine of fresh grapes occupied the third place, standing at USD almost 67 million and constituting to roughly 8% of the total exports. Wine is something we will focus our viewers and followers' attention on today by presenting rankings of Georgian wine and also giving you the voices of some players on the market. How did the wine sector in Georgia not only survive the pandemic but continue the good track of exports as well? Our reporter Tatia Kakiashvili pulled together all this information, especially for the checkpoints.
How can Georgia be attractive to the tourists even during the pandemic? By its nature, beauty, hospitality, and of course the wine, which attracts the citizens of the region as well as the tourists from the countries of Europe and Asia. Although the pandemic year has been hard and challenging for wine companies, at least it was managed so that the representatives of the sector met these difficulties in a relatively prepared manner. Moreover, the production processes in these companies were almost not disrupted. The result of hard work, proper management and marketing campaigns is that today the wine produced in Georgia is in demand worldwide, not to mention the sales figures for the local market. According to one of the latest 2019 data, the top 10 wine companies in Georgia look like this. Kakhetian Traditional Winemaking, Bolero & Company, Askaneli Brothers, Sarajishvili, Padagoni, Georgian Beverage Holding, Tel Aviv Wine Cellar, Chateau Mukhrani Group and GVS, Tbilwino, Winery Khareba. And yet, how did the wine companies manage to maintain their market positions and adapt quickly to the situation in a pandemic year? For Tbilwino, 2020 was marked by interesting and successful events along with difficulties. As soon as the pandemic was announced, the company completely reorganized its production processes and the company also adapted quickly to the pandemic situation.
We have put in place an action plan for both the local and export markets to maintain sales and grow as much as possible, because financially it was a very difficult year. If we take the export sales of 2020 together with the sales on Georgian market in 2020 compared to the previous year, we had an increase in total. In recent years, we have not only quantitatively strengthened the structure and team of the company, but also taken care of the development of our employees. One measure of this is constant trainings.
That attitude had paid off, and last year the company contracted with 5 new distributors in Europe, planted 42 hectares of Saperavi vineyard in Aniseli in Kinsmarauli microzone, also 54 hectares in Kinsmarauli and Mukuzani microzones, and nowadays Tbilwino vineyards include 356 hectares in total. Last year turned out to be a record year for Tbilwino in terms of recognition of wines produced by the company. Tbilwino won 31 medals in London at the most influential international wine competitions in the world: Decanter World Wine Awards London, International Wine Challenge London, and International Wine and Spirit Competition London.
It is an important task for us every year to not only increase sales but also to improve the processes in the company in general, including to increase the quality of the wine which we produce. Last year we won many bronze medals, 6 silver medals, 3 gold medals, 1 trophy and 1 champion title.
The company Badagoni is also in the ranking of top Georgian wine companies, and for them this year is special. Badagoni turns 15 years old. Clearly, the company has faced a number of challenges throughout this period, although the pandemic and accompanying difficulties have still turned out to be completely uncommon.
All of this has been brought about by the selfless work of the people who create this product today. It was during these years that they developed into professionals in their fields, and today any employee from viticulture to senior management is practically a professional.
Nowadays, products produced by Badagoni are presented in 32 countries around the world. Despite the pandemic, the demand for Georgian wine from countries around the world has almost not decreased. In order to achieve these results and adapt to the situation sustainably, the management of Badagoni had to make a number of changes.
At the beginning of the pandemic, we moved on and made the whole focus on the European market. And since the situation in China has stabilized, today we already have a very large shipments to China.
Until then, 2019 figures for the wine industry are public, and Forbes has already published a ranking of the companies as well. So enjoy!